when you get your option sight inside the package, and it's usually between the backer card folds in the package. So you have to open the backer card up and you'll find the sight tapes. It'll look like this. It'll be wrapped up in the instruction sheet. So you can take that out to reference. And then you're gonna have your sight tapes are gonna look like this. On the Blue Group 1 sight tape, at the one end, you're gonna see two of these tapes. These are the sight-in tapes. So what we're gonna do, first thing, we're gonna cut one of these out. So I'm gonna just cut this end one out. And then I'm going to attach it to the sight. I'm obviously showing you this on a bow that I already have set up, so I have just taped it on here instead of sticking it. But you can peel the backer off and stick it on, or you can just use a piece of tape on each end, whichever you'd rather. You want to move the mover pin, adjust the mover pin clear to the top of the travel, or wherever you want to have your 20 set. On mine, I like to have the maximum travel, so I set it clear to the top. And then I have installed the sight-in tape so that my indicator blade is pointed right at the 20. Now I'm ready to shoot and make sure my 20 is sighted in. Okay, so I've got it adjusted to where it's right on at the 20. And I've made that adjustment by adjusting the elevation and the windage here, making sure that the whole gang adjustments are on so that the pin is now on when I'm right on the 20 mark. I've shot until I'm right on at 50, and it's showing now that I'm a little above center in the blue, the group 2 blue. So basically you'll want to just shoot and adjust that pin until you're right on at 50. So we'll go up, this one's right pretty much in the middle it looks like, so that'll be the right tape. We'll go up and look here. As you're getting your 50 setting dialed in, it's fine to start working your way back from the 20. Once you have your 20 set, then just move back 10 yards at a time and roll the mover pin down a little at a time. That way you'll make sure you're not gonna miss your target by just guessing where your 50 is gonna be and starting there. Okay, so we've determined that we're in the blue group 2 with this sight, with this setup. So when we look back at our sight tapes, this is blue group 1, yellow group 1, red group 1. So we need the blue group 2 tapes. And then when I looked at where that indicator pin was, it was right about in the center. So I'm going to need these tapes. We've included 2 tapes for each setting in here. So each tape on each side of the indicator here, they're exactly the same tapes. That way you've got a backup. So when you look at this tape, and at my 50, I'm sighted in right in the center of the blue group. So I'm going to need to use one of these 2 tapes right here. So I'll cut this tape out and install it on the sight. I've installed the correct tape. I like to trim the corners of it a little bit just so it looks nicer. You can do that if you want, or you can leave it squared off. Another thing I like to do is after I confirm that I have the right tape on, I like to cut out the little marker from the sight tape sheet and stick it on the bottom of my tape. That way I always remember which tape it is I'm using. Once you've stuck it on there, then the other thing you need to confirm is that your pointer is right on your 20 when you're at the top of your travel again. If you need to make slight adjustments to the indicator blade there, you can do that with these 2 set screws here. You can loosen these slightly and move that up or down a little bit. and then you should be right on. Once you have the correct tape picked out and you verified by shooting at various distances that you're right on, then setting the fix pins is as simple as just closing the housing, making sure that the correct pin is lined up with the mover when it's at whatever yardage. So when I have it set at 20, I can close this, and you'll want to check it at full draw, so you can draw your bow back, make sure the 20 fix pin is directly behind the mover pin when it's set at 20. If it's not, obviously, you just make the adjustment here to adjust that pin up or down. Same thing when you want to set your 30 and your 40 and your 50. You know, if you're going to set your 50 pin, you'll just dial the mover to 50 and then close it, check it at full draw. If you need to adjust it, adjust the pin until it's right behind, so you can get all your fixed pins set without even shooting your bow once you have the correct sight tape. As you shoot over the next several shooting sessions, if you discover that you feel like you're hitting a little bit high or a little bit low as you get out to the longer ranges, you may need to switch one tape. Maybe you need to go one tape faster or one tape slower. That's not uncommon as you check your sight settings over the first several sessions. Each of these sight tapes, the increments in the page of sight tapes that comes with you, is approximately 2.5 feet per second. So it doesn't make much difference. And from like 20 to 50, 60 yards, it's not gonna make much difference one tape to the next tape in line. But as you get out to long range, if you're practicing at 80 to 100 to 100 plus, that's when you'll start noticing maybe you didn't quite pick the perfect tape the first time and you gotta go one tape either direction. But the tapes are in close enough increments to each other that it'll give you plenty of options.